Good evening, it's Thursday, and this morning we went out for a walk at Kew Gardens. It was beautiful, the weather was divine, gorgeous golden autumn sunshine, just the perfect weather for walking. So here's some footage, have a look. Morning, we're here at Kew and we're having a constitutional, let's put it that way. So it's quite a cool morning. The sun is out, the sky is clear, but not too bad, no frost. So, and this is the final week of early opening at Kew for members. So I think it's about 20 past 8 or something like that. Traffic was quite bad to get here, so it took longer than usual. But yes, we're here now. And we're going to hopefully enjoy some of the subtle changes in leaf colour that will be happening at this time of year. Not in full swing yet, but yeah. So, and we thought we'd bring you along for the ride. We've only seen a couple of people so far. It's lovely being here. It's quiet. Surrounded by trees. The light is so gorgeous at this time of year, filtering through the trees, through the woodlands. It's just divine. I mean, look at that view. It's just stunning. The only drawback arriving very early as a member is many of the places aren't actually open until 10. So this is the Temperate House, which is a beautiful structure. It's gorgeous inside. I think we've done videos before inside. But yeah, beautiful in the morning sun. Just gorgeous. Today we're mainly sort of focusing on walking through the woodlands. So I really feel like a morning among the trees. But of course there's this familiar sight, the pagoda, which I've actually never been up. I'm not brave enough to do all of those stairs. But it looks glorious in the morning light, it really does. Just absolutely lovely. Hello. 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 You're beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed that. We're just about to eat this evening. Paul's doing some spaghetti with a little tomato sauce and some cheese on top. It's feeling cool this evening, hence the penguin. So yeah, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Good evening. It's Saturday evening. I haven't done vlogs for a couple of days. I've sort of been doing other things, just getting on with stuff without thinking about filming. But I'm back here now, so all is good. So what have I been up to? Well, of course, today we film Sunday Chat, so that's out Sunday morning, usual time, midnight, Saturday. And that was fun. So by the time you see that, you'll have seen that. And I'm actually in the middle of making some fudge at the moment for the first time ever. I'm not sharing it with you because it's a little bit tricky. There are sugar thermometers involved and beating. So I'm in the middle of doing that. I'm just waiting for it to cool. Today I've been editing, I did a little bit of music. It's been a beautiful day, very sunny. The sun is going down now, and feeling a little bit warmer. And apparently next week is going to be warmer too, so that's good. I've also heard from Becco, and they've changed the date. It was the 3rd of October, but now it's the 6th, the Monday. So I hope they're not going to start messing me around, because I won't like that. So that's it really for today. Tomorrow is Sunday, obviously, and we're going to our friend's house for dinner, and I'm hoping to take some fudge over with me. Oh, there's my beep. I need to go and beat. So I've got to beat this. What I'll do is I'll show you it once it's finished. It's got to cool again now for another 5 minutes. What a palaver. But hopefully the result will be yummy, because I love fudge. I love it. But it's so much sugar. Crazy, crazy amounts of sugar in there, including condensed milk as well. Ooh. So that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Morning, Sunday morning. I'm busy and I'm warm. So, what have I done this morning? I don't know whether you can hear, but I've got Becky on. She is still working, although she's being weird. So, I've put in a couple of small washes. I'm not pushing it with a big heavy wash. She's still doing the sort of groaning thing occasionally, so clearly the repair needs to happen, but as long as I can get my washing done. Pulls out at the plot. So what am I doing? Clean the loos with my sodium percarbonate as usual. Couple of washes, descaling the kettle. That's got me all nice and warm. So I've just treated myself to a piece of fudge. Yes, I can make fudge now. Whoa! I've got it all boxed away in a nice tin. There we are. Look at that gorgeousness. There are 2 layers in this tin, and then I've got another tin in the cupboard. So I'm going to take some tonight to our friends, and it's soft. It's very sweet. I mean, Jesus, it really is. I mean, this shouldn't be allowed, really, should it? So I am secretly hoping that my friend takes some off my hands, because I can't eat it all. I mean, this is too much of a temptation to have in the house. Anywho, so I'm just getting on with housework. I'm going to do some vacuuming in a minute, some dusting, and then I'm going to treat myself to a lovely bath, because I need to bathe and I need to do my hair as well, which is really in desperate need of a wash and sticking up all over the place. So yeah, I need to do stuff like that today. No editing, only this filming, and some relaxation and dinner out at our friends this evening. So hurrah for Sunday. It's been a wet afternoon. The sun is trying to make it out. It's about 10 to 5, something like that. It's getting brighter, so I think we're going to have a dry evening. So I had a lovely bath. Paul's just had a bath as well, and we're about to go over to our friends for dinner. Just down the road, our French friend. Oh, the sun is coming out now. Hurrah! Looks like it might be a pleasant evening. We might even be able to sit outside for a short while. How lovely. It's been a strange day today. It's quite hard to explain. If you can hear a noise in the background, that's the washing machine. Yeah, it's on its 3rd wash today. I'm trying to get everything up to date before the repair happens, lest it should break again. But yeah, it's been I don't know how to explain today. I felt really calm, and I don't know, a sort of strange, odd feeling like something very nice is about to happen. I don't know what it is. It's very odd, slightly weird, a slight expectant feeling. Can't seem to shake it, but it's not unpleasant. It's almost like today has really felt like a Sunday for the first time in a while. Maybe it's that. Calm, quiet, reflective. Yeah, but with no sense of tomorrow is Monday. So maybe I've just reached that point in this new way of being where I've become used to it. I don't know. But yeah, I have this sort of very calm feeling about me. I usually like to spend my days being calm, but I don't know. Can't quite explain it. Slightly deja vu, but not really. Slightly wistful. Anywho, I think that's it for today. I've packaged up a little bit of fudge to take down, well, 10 pieces. And my friend Mireille, as you met a few weeks ago, loves sweet stuff and, loves anything really that I take over that appeals to her sweet tooth. So I'm sure she'll love it. And we'll have it after our meal with a coffee. I'll see you tomorrow. Morning! Welcome to Monday. Yeah, it's a beautiful morning. You can see the sun is streaming in. It's clear and blue and lovely. But I slept in this morning because I woke in the early hours. And had a rather an odd experience. Let me just sit down with my tea. I'm just in the middle of sorting out the bowl of doom. I've just gone through it, got rid of anything that needs to be recycled, and I'm just putting things back in the bowl. Anyhow, just before I tell you about my odd experience, the other job that I am looking to do today is the shelves of doom. The shelves of doom. So I want to tidy these up. But yeah, let me get my tea and tell you what happened. Yeah, I don't normally have odd experiences at 5 o'clock in the morning, but I did today. Oh, let me put my tea down. Oh, it's lovely. We get so much gorgeous sun in this room, in the snug, at this time of day. Let me just show you. It just streams in. My windows need cleaning again. But look, it just fills the room with sun, so it's perfect for sitting in the morning. It really is. So we went to our friend's last night for dinner. That was lovely. She did a curry, which was delicious. Had 2 helpings, gorgeous. And then we had coffee and some fudge, which she thoroughly enjoyed. Just delicious. Even Paul had a piece of fudge. In fact, I think he had 2 pieces, which is very unusual for Paul. So we got back, I think about 8. To be honest, by 9:45, both of us were ready for bed. So we went to bed. In bed by 10, and I woke up early, went to the loo, and then got back to bed. And as most of you know, because I've talked about it before, when that tends to happen, I can't get back to sleep. But I resisted getting up. I thought, no, I'm just gonna lie here and hopefully doze off, which I struggled to do. But then I had what can only be described as a vision, which was very odd. You know when you have a dream and sometimes it feels very real, and you know when you can recall things in your brain. So say I think of a tree. If I close my eyes and think of a tree, I can kind of see the tree, but it's not particularly clear. It's not full of clarity and sparklingly bright, and you know that you're thinking of a tree. It's in your brain, it's in your mind. This sort of, I guess, happens with dreams when you kind of, I don't know, when you're seeing pictures in your head, they're not terribly clear. And, yeah, I mean, if they were clear, full of clarity, there would be no need for television or film, would there? Because we'd just be able to play these things in our heads. Well, I was lay there and I had this picture of a window, and then all of a sudden I sort of zoomed out, my vision zoomed out, and I had this startlingly clear, like somebody had put a virtual reality headset on me, let's put it that way. Startlingly clear vision of these houses on bright green grass, startlingly blue sky, and these tall, almost sort of Scandinavian type red houses with white gables, white windows and white doors. And I was moving around these houses, not flying, but sort of floating, I think. And it was so stunningly clear. I almost woke Paul up and said, I'm seeing this vision, you know. And then it went. I thought, I mean, I was literally sat there gobsmacked. I couldn't quite believe what I'd just seen. And I thought, I wonder if I can bring it back. And I brought it back twice. And I've never experienced that whilst being awake. I mean, not my eyes were closed, but I've never, ever experienced that kind of vision in my head with that kind of clarity. It was like watching a super HD 4K TV screen, except it was not a screen, it was the whole vision, the whole field of vision. Yeah. And I must have eventually dozed back off to sleep and woke up at sort of 9 o'clock, which is very, very odd for me. And it wasn't unpleasant at all, it was extremely pleasant, but very weird. That's the only way I can explain it. I've never had that happen to me before. And I regard myself as somebody who's pretty good at visualizing things in my head. But it was totally different to that. Totally different to the things you see in your head. You know, when you visualize a word, when you're spelling something out loud, I kind of see the word, you know. When I visualize how a room will look with furniture moved around, I can kind of visualize it. So I think I'm pretty good at visualization, but this was on another level. It was, I guess, the equivalent of a lucid dream, but I was awake with my eyes closed. That was my early morning for you. I mean, you know, what? Yeah. I can kind of still see it, but I can't see it like it was. So it's been a sort of mildly strange couple of days for me, mentally, and not in a bad way, in a very pleasant way. Yeah, maybe it's telling me something about my state of mind. Maybe for some reason I am feeling very centered, calm. I don't know. Yeah, maybe my state of mind is relaxed. I don't know how or why or what the mechanisms are. I don't know. But hey, there you go. So I'm going to drink my tea and I'm going to carry on with the bowl of doom and the shelves of doom. Certainly turning out to be a warmer day. Look at the extreme. So in the sun, it's 27 degrees, but it's only 14 degrees inside. Humidity is high, 70%. So yeah, and it's 11:30 in the morning. So I just need to finish off the bowl of doom before I start the shelves of doom. Those can stay there. That can go there. My rocket book. I love my rocket book. I make all my notes for my recipes in this. It's wipeable and reusable. Plus you can scan into your phone so you can keep your notes, which I do. Okay. Electronics. That can go in there. Okay, I'm done. There's such a mixture of things on these shelves. We've got old glasses, camera stuff, books, gloves, bits of electronics, artwork that's waiting to be framed. There's a little charging corner down here where I charge my batteries, phones, things like that. And the studio light, which is this one. So I just want to tidy it up. I mean, there's quite a lot of things that I probably won't get rid of, undecided and all of that, but I'm just going to do my best to try and tidy it a bit. I'm getting warm now, so I'm going to take this off. Oh. charging cables out of the way. First thing I want to do is just get the baskets off. Oh, cards. Yes. That can go to one side. So I need a sort of pile for recycling, pile for keeping. And a pile for sorting. Okay. I painted them in a sort of rustic way and then scuffed them up to make them look scruffy. Kind of quite like that look. Right, we're getting there. It's tidier, much tidier. That can go on there. No, that needs to go in there. Okay, tidier, neater. They can go back on the shelves now. Okay. It's a little later in the day, and sometimes these kind of jobs get worse before they get better. Frankly, there's stuff everywhere at the moment. Yeah, these books need to go upstairs. Not sure where these are going to go, these trail cams. We've never used them. I think Paul's tried them once, and they're really fiddly to set up. There's a sort of little pile of recycling there. I've thrown a few other bits into the recycler. There's stuff on the chair over there, but the shelves are looking a lot better. So I am delighted to have finally finished and sorted the shelves. I'm so pleased they're tidy now. Not completely cleared out, but everything is tidy. So that's really good. I'm really pleased. Job well done. I don't know about you, but I get caught up in looking at things. And, you know, sometimes having a few sad moments as well along the way. But I just wanted to share a few bits and pieces that we have on the shelf that you might find interesting. This is Paul's copy of Masquerade by Kit Williams. So for those of you who don't know, this was a sensational book published in, I think, 1979. This is not an original, this is not a first edition, sorry. But it caused a sensation in the UK because it is a treasure hunt to find a piece of gold treasure hidden somewhere in the UK. And basically it's a set of illustrations with a story, stunning illustrations. I'll read you what this says. Within the pages of this book, there is a story told of love, adventures, fortunes lost, and a jewel of solid gold. To solve the hidden riddle, you must use your eyes and find the hair in every picture that may point you to the prize. So you have to go through the book and find the hairs and work out where the treasure is. And people did in their millions. But the illustrations are they're just stunning. Absolutely stunning, they really are. I've never read it. In fact, I don't remember. I think I remember something on the news about it, but, we would have been 11 or 12, something like that, at the time. That blue, that's the blue in my dream. Well, that sort of vision thing I had. Amazing, isn't it? So yeah, that's Masquerade. The other one I came across is the programme for Before the Dawn, which is the Kate Bush concerts back in 2014? Yeah, 2014. We went on the 13th of September. And again, it's another beautiful book. It's actually got a sort of texturized surface, sort of almost rubberized, and then beautiful, beautiful illustrations inside. This is a design by Timorous Beasties, and that design was used on the tickets as well. I kept the souvenir tickets, and also I kept some pieces of the confetti that fell over the audience during the 9th wave. Wave after wave, each mightier than the last, till last a 9th one gathering half the deep, and full of voices slowly rose and plunged, roaring, and all the wave was in a flame. So yeah, they fell, they were sort of ejected over the audience and fell over us, and I collected a few as a souvenir. So yeah, again, full of really interesting bits of information about the concert, how it was put together. These pages are, I don't know what the term is, but they're not split, so if you look between them, there are little secret messages, which is something that Kate, I think, likes to do. But yeah, this is the story of how the concert was put together. A unique piece of theatre involving lots of special effects and strangeness, as only Kate Bush can do. Yeah, really beautiful, informative book showing all the stage layouts. It was incredible. It was an incredible concert. Never seen anything like it in my life. Beautiful, stunning, emotional. And for those of you who don't know what the 9th wave is, it's the B-side to Hounds of Love. Hounds of Love is a 2-parter album, and it's about a woman who is thrown overboard at sea and has to survive. And that was one part of the concert. It was done in 3 acts. The first act was simply like a concert with a view of her hits. And then you had the 9th wave, which is a song suite about the woman at sea. And then the 3rd act was A Sky of Honey, which is all about the beauty of a summer day, taken from the album Aerial. And again, it was a stunning set. With beautiful backdrops, gorgeous scenery, beautiful music. A sky of honey, I should say. Did I say a sky of honey or did I say a sea? Can't remember. So yeah, came across that. Enjoyed looking at that. Yeah. Before the Dawn, available on CD. Unfortunately not available on DVD, which is a shame. And this one, now I was given this as a child. I would have been, I think, 11 or 12. The Universe. And my grandma inscribed it. Presented to Richard, May 1979, on the occasion of his theatrical debut, with best wishes and love from Grandma and Grandad Hammond. So when I was, I think 11, would I have been 11? I think so. I was in The Sound of Music, an amateur production in Macclesfield at the Majestic Theatre. I played one of the children, Friedrich, and my grandma gave me this. And the interesting thing about this book is that it's very much of the time, so a lot of the information is well out of date, but it gave me a real interest in astronomy. Had lovely photographs and illustrations and talks about size and how big the universe is and how small we are as, compared to the rest of it, and talks about, all the stuff you need to know to be interested in astronomy. Yeah, so I'm glad I've still got this book. It's really interesting to read. And again, apart from the history, it's very out of date. They thought we'd be going to Mars by 1986 or something ridiculous. So yeah, that's another one that I love to browse through occasionally. And yeah, I also came across the order of service for my dad's funeral, my friend Karen, and also Paul's mum as well. So I got a little bit tearful about those. Can't quite believe my friend died back in 2017. Just, yeah, it's crazy. But hey ho, that's the way it goes sometimes. You go on a little journey when you have a clear out, I find. So yeah, job done. I'm really pleased I've got those shelves sorted. It's taken me the best part of all the afternoon, but I have just had a long conversation with a friend on the phone, so that gave me a little bit of a break. Yeah, the bowl of doom done, and the shelves of doom are no longer doom-laden. They're filled with joy, with objects that really could do with being thrown away, but I haven't got time to sort that out at the moment. No. So that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. It's Tuesday morning. I've been editing all morning since about, I don't know what time, since about 8 o'clock, I think. Got up early. Paul went off to Vanessa's for Earth's Sake and the Great Green Barn to do his work. That's where he works. And yeah, I needed to do some big edits on my vlog on this video. Lots of footage from Kew and doing the shelves. So it all had to be made into a well-paced video. So I hope you enjoyed those segments. It's another beautiful day. I'm going to show you the temperature on the patio outside. It's quite high. Look, it's 30 degrees on the patio in full sun. Yet it's only 14 degrees in the house and still quite humid. I'm about to have some lunch and I'm also thinking about what I'm going to be cooking for dinner. And I quite fancy a risotto. A risotto! Yeah, that's what I fancy, a sort of vegetable risotto. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to film it. And I'm going to bake it in the oven. Gosh, what a beautiful day. I should really be in the garden tidying up. But I think we've got a couple more days of this weather before the storm comes on Friday, apparently. Here's hoping that's not going to be too bad. So yeah, I'm going to make myself some lunch now. Probably just some crackers. Yeah, and then I'll think about dinner. So I'll see you later. I'm in the kitchen and I'm simply cooking dinner today, and I thought I'd bring you along for the ride. And today I'm doing a risotto. You've seen me do risotto before. I'm using what I've got in. So this is going to be a vegetable risotto with some soya chunks. So let's have a look at all the ingredients. So because I'm doing it in the oven, I'm going to be baking it at 180 fan for about 40 minutes. I've got an oven-proof dish, which will also go on the hob to start off. I've got that ready, and a wooden spoon. Ingredients-wise, I've got a small uchiki curry, tiny one, chopped into rough pieces. I've got a few sticks of celery, along with the leaves. I've got some soya no chicken chunks. I think they're from Morrison's. I've got a whole bulb of garlic, roughly chopped, an onion, again roughly chopped. I've got a yellow courgette, again roughly chopped. Some frozen peas, a good couple of handfuls. 300 grams of arborio rice, that's risotto rice. A litre of vegetable stock. I've got some yeast flakes, which I'm going to be using later. Olive oil and some black pepper. Very simple ingredients. Let's get cooking. Let's get the heat on. As usual, good splash of olive oil. Really nice amount. Good few tablespoons. Said it before, don't be afraid of olive oil. Throw in the onions. Throw in the garlic. I turn the heat down a little bit. I just want to get the onions to that slightly softened stage. Okay, that will do. I'm going to throw in the courgettes. I'm going to throw in the chicken pieces. Just making sure everything's really heated through and the courgettes are starting to absorb some of the oil. And of course what will happen is some of those courgettes will break down in the cooking process and add to the creaminess. I'm just making sure these frozen chicken pieces are starting to cook through. I'm going to throw in the squash and the celery. And again with the squash, some of that will break down. I'm going to throw in the frozen peas. Increase the heat a little bit because you've added a frozen element. So the heat's diminished slightly, but that's okay. We're going to throw in our rice. Make sure this gets a really good stir. Just making sure the rice is thoroughly distributed evenly and gets coated in a little bit of oil. good amount of black pepper. Then we're going to add our vegetable stock. Make sure all the rice grains are immersed within the liquid. I've got the oven on at 180, and once that's come to the boil, we're going to put the lid on and put it into the oven and time it for approximately 40 minutes. So it's been about 40 minutes, so let's have a little look. We need to give this a really good stir. So, it's a little dry. All we're going to do is add a little bit of water, just to slacken it slightly. And I'm going to check the seasoning just by trying a little bit. That's lovely. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous once the cheese has been added and the yeast flakes. I'm going to have a little bit more. So Paul's not due home till later. So what I'm going to do is put the lid on this and then I'll gently reheat it. You can always add a little bit more liquid. It's not a problem. You can even add a little bit of milk or a little bit of yogurt or cream cheese, something like that. But it will reheat quite easily. I think I probably could have put just a little bit more liquid in. Normally I would use white wine, but we haven't got any. So, but that's okay. It's not a problem. It looks delicious. Can't wait to eat it, but not till later. So I'm going to turn the oven off, and what I'll do is I'll gently heat it up on the stove top. That's what I'll end up doing. So it's a little later now, and I'm going to reheat. So I'm going to put the heat on very low. Paul's on the way home. I'm going to add a little bit of oat milk. I'm going to reheat it gently. You need to remember to make sure that it's heated thoroughly until it starts to bubble. Just going to throw the cheese on top. So Paul, try my risotto, which is a little bit overcooked now.
I'm a bit late. Oh, it's a lovely, deep vegetable-y flavour to it.
It is lovely.
So what's in here? Squash?
Squash, chicken pieces, peas, courgette.
Very nice.
It is nice. It's just a little overcooked. But hey, you can't have everything in life.
That corn tastes particularly good tonight. Is it corn or is it a different one?
No, it's the Morrison's soya one.
Well, it tastes really nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, just nice.
It's risotto. What's not to like?
Yeah. It's nice and creamy, but I did have to add oat milk
Right.
on reheating it.
Well, it's nice. I've had a long day at Forsaken, the Great Green Barn, so nice to get home to this.
Did you have lunch?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
What did you have?
Omelette. Always. Vanessa does good omelette. Yeah.
Well, like a French omelette.
like an omelette. It's flat, but they're always good. Very good eggs from Josh, who supplies the shop. Always really good eggs. This is lovely.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
How was your day?
Lots of editing.
From all the cleaning yesterday?
Well, just bits and pieces, really. Anywho, see you soon.
Bye.
Morning, Wednesday morning. It's grey, overcast, but we started off with that beautiful sunrise, so it was lovely. Woke up early, fairly early, got up and made tea and went straight to work, editing again. I feel as though my vlogs are becoming mini productions. It's like putting together a feature film every week. But I want them to continue to be varied as they can be, seeing as I don't seem to get out and about that much these days. It seems to be all about doing stuff at home, which is fine because I am a homebody and I enjoy that. And I'm on the go most of the day because there is always something to do. You know, if you run a house and you like your home to be tidy and relatively organised, because I could be a lot more organised, then, you know, you're always doing stuff. That's the way it is. In terms of doing stuff today, editing, uploading, which takes a while, a little bit of housework. Oh, I've got to pop out to the pharmacy to collect my meds. But I could do that tomorrow if I wanted to. That's not a problem. I could do it on Friday if I wanted to. I'm going to be researching some cookery because I want to bring you a new cookery video on Thursday. Just didn't get a chance to do one yesterday because I was editing all morning. I cooked in the afternoon, made the risotto, and I wasn't in the mood for doing another cookery session. Plus, I just hadn't had chance to do any research because I like to look at what we've got in. I like to do a little bit of research for inspiration, and then I sort of formulate the recipe. Sometimes I have to test it out first. Sometimes I don't, if I know what I'm doing. So yeah, so I'm going to conclude. I'm going to say goodbye for this week. I know it's been a long one, but hopefully it's varied and a good pace, so it keeps you watching. I hope that you stayed with me till the end. So there we go. Take care. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.